Right, I'm back at it again this morning with my lower unit off of my 2003 6 horsepower Johnson. So I'm going to take the water pump off here, or at least I'm going to try to. All the bolts look like they should just come off. So the water pump bolts here are 7/16, so I'm going to see how easy they break free. And that one's turning pretty good. Let's try this one back here. That one's coming off pretty good. So I had a lot of trouble getting the lower unit off. I had 3 bolts holding it on, and the last bolt that I tried, which is usually the case, did not want to break free. So this one's feeling a little tight. I think my wrench might be binding against the plastic there, so might have to try my other wrench on those two. Try the open. Yeah, that's what it was. So I'm going to get all these off, and I've already got all the pieces to rebuild the water pump. I got a water pump kit offline. I'm also going to take off this. I have the gasket under there, and then someone told me, and I looked on the diagram also, and there's 2 seals below that that are on the drive shaft, and I have those too, so I'm going to replace those. It doesn't look like it should be anything difficult to do. So hopefully when I get all this done and all the gaskets repaired, I don't have that water leak into the gearbox anymore. That's the goal anyway. So I still haven't taken the drive shaft, or the shaft that spins the propeller. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to get into that or not. I know there's a O-ring down there, and some seals that could potentially be leaking, but my understanding is I can change those without taking the lower unit off. If I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments, but I figured if this stops the leak, then I'm good until something else happens. At least that's my thought behind it. Alright, so I can see things starting to loosen up now. See a little moisture where this water pump cap is separating from the lower unit. So I like filming while I'm taking stuff apart. When I was younger, didn't have cell phones, didn't have anything to really take pictures when I was taking stuff apart, and it took me many hours to put stuff back together. So now I can just look at my videos and usually get stuff back together. Another problem I had when I was younger is I used to take stuff apart, end up breaking it, and then I couldn't get it back together, or not having the right tools to do stuff, which got in trouble a few times with that. And I remember, I don't know how old I was, probably 8 or so, just taking my father's 5 horsepower outboard engine apart. I was going to clean it all up for him, even though I don't believe it was that dirty, and ended up stripping or breaking a bolt off into the block. So that didn't go over very well. But that's how we learn. Almost got it. So much nicer when the bolts spin freely, unlike that bolt on the lower, taking the lower unit off. Probably Probably could use a ratchet for this job. It'll probably be done by now. But I don't know. For some reason I want to use wrenches this morning. I saw a trick on line a week or so ago on an open inch wrench like that to put, I think it was a piece of tape over the top, and then the wrench won't pass through it. I thought that was a good idea, but obviously I'm not trying it right now. But my finger's kind of serving the same purpose. I think I can spin these. I can't get that one by hand. There we go. I think that one's good. That one's out. So I don't think this has ever been changed. This is a 2003 6 horsepower. I got a 16-foot boat and this motor for about $400. The boat was upside down on the ground, so some of the fiberglass was busted on the sidewalls, and a little bit of rot in the stern. So I had to do a little bit of fiberglass work and all of that. But all in all, I thought that was a pretty good deal. Ended up getting a trailer for a pretty good price. Had to put a little bit of work into that. Alright, let's see. There we go. Alright, I'll try to take a look at this as we take it apart. On the bolts. Alright, so it looks like the whole drive shaft's coming out, which I don't want to happen at the moment. So, see if I can get that to stay down. I'm putting pressure with one hand down, sliding this up. Probably can take this apart. Not all together. From what I've seen online, people are leaving this base plate on. Let's see if I can get this off the threads. There we go. Alright, now we'll slide this up. Alright. So there we go with that. There's the propeller. I can see that's broke. I don't know if you can see that, but that's broke right there, cracked all the way down. So I did notice when I was running this last year that water was coming out, but it wasn't that strong of a stream. So I was wondering if maybe this needed to be replaced. Like I said, I don't think it's ever been replaced. So we're going to do that this year, especially since I got it all apart. Alright. So I don't see any moisture down there. There was moisture underneath of this plate though. There's moisture. I don't know if that's moisture or oil. Well, it's definitely moisture, but kind of looks like some oil and stuff too. There's what that looks like. There's the top of it. This is the top. So this looks like there's two seals, one on the bottom, one on the top. So got to make sure. So I'm trying to check to see. So this groove right here goes forward. Trying to see if this plate definitely has to go on. So there's a little mark, it looks like a stamp or something. That's on the bottom right there. It's stamped into that metal plate. I don't see that mark on the top plate. So that might be one way to remember that this goes down when I put it back together. Alright, so my water pump's off. Next thing to do is to clean it up and rebuild it. Probably going to take this off before, well, I got to take this off before I put the water pump back on. So I'll make another video taking this off, and we'll see what we can do.